Flip Side with Jay and Noel. New episodes uploaded on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Listen, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Now, here's two guys in their mid-40s who thinks TikTok is a breath mint. Jay and Noel.
Ooh.
What
Okay.
happened? All right, guys, welcome back. What's up?
That's a huge French press, man. It's like for a family of four.
No. What are you talking? That's the small one.
Oh, it's the small one. 'Cause mine
That's
is
for like one person.
the one that I have is thinner but a little taller.
But
Yours is
look.
short and stout. Good morning, handsome.
That's right, baby.
Well, in exchange for that, I got this.
Oh, hey.
Let's try. We'll try to keep it PG-13, but yeah, I got a banana and a tall glass of water this time. I'm going to be stepping away from coffee for the next couple of
Why is
days,
that?
or keep it a week if I can, because I've been telling you about my latest adventures,
I know. That's
and
quite
then
crazy.
I end up texting you about it, and you get offended. So to
Well,
minimize my misadventures,
all right.
I'm gonna keep it simple with a banana and water.
We're gonna nice. We're since we're gonna go there already, we might as well just start it off. All right. So this all started when you decided to give me a call. It just turns out that I was sitting in my throne in the bathroom. Now, I did not answer the call to begin with. I simply texted a reply with a poop emoji on it as respect that you don't see me taking a shit or something, you know? Now,
Was it just a poop emoji?
yeah. Oh no,
Can we confirm
did
that?
I think oh, what happened?
I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it was just a poop emoji. Wasn't anything else, wasn't it?
I neither confirm nor deny.
Anyway, what?
So with that poop emoji that you claim to have sent me, ever so innocently,
Oh,
I,
absolutely.
I I thought it was okay to let you know that I'm taking a dump when you called me also.
Yeah,
I don't
but you
remember.
actually picked up the phone. Phone etiquette, my friend. If
Was
you're
was
in the crapper, you don't pick up the phone. You send a text.
You can't smell it.
It doesn't matter. What if you're
It's,
taking a leak and I can hear you?
so because I texted to you, it's a little kinder because
Yeah,
you didn't
doesn't matter.
hear me in the toilet.
Absolutely. Now, it's just like when you're in a public bathroom. For example, you're in your own stall. You're sitting down. You're about to drop the Hiroshima, and
Somebody calls.
you no it yes it somebody calls, right?
You're not allowed to pick it up.
No,
You
because
just
if
you
you
just
pick it up and then you're
you just
sitting
let
in a
it.
toilet that has an automatic flush,
What's gonna happen?
what if for some reason you're talking to your, I don't know, your work calls you, your boss calls you, and then you're sitting there listening to him or her. All of a sudden, the toilet goes off because it's an automatic flush in the public bathroom.
And that's my point. You're not my boss, and it's not a work call. So if it were a work call
So
or you're my boss,
we're
then I would be more, discreet, or I would be more self-conscious about picking up the phone or not. Of course, I'd just be text like, please text. I'm driving, although I'm actually in the toilet taking a dump,
okay,
or I'm
but
out like on the road.
that's even worse actually because you're sending it to somebody that is supposed to be a friend of yours, and you're okay. All right, I got it.
But it's fine. It's fine. You're my
Hey,
friend. You
don't be
wanted to let you
surprised
want
if you call, I answer it, and the camera's facing the toilet with a piece of shit in it. All right.
to. See, you're just trying to level it up. That's the problem. You're setting the boundaries, and I'm saying, okay, I won't give you a call. I mean, I won't pick it up, or I won't You notice a while ago when I was telling you that I was having a problem with my internet and then I needed a couple of more minutes. I didn't even tell you that I was in the toilet. I didn't
Oh,
even tell you. You notice in my text I didn't tell
thank
you
you.
why.
See?
I didn't even tell you why because I didn't want to get scolded at and reprimanded for telling you that I'm in the toilet. But the thing was, did you notice I wasn't even
You
telling
weren't
you that
replying.
I w- exactly my point exactly because I didn't know what to tell you.
Right, right.
I didn't know if I should tell you that I'm in the toilet. Can you give me 20 more minutes because I'm taking a dump?
Dude, 20 minutes to take a dump. That's quite a long time.
But you see, that's the funny thing. We can't. You're telling me not to text you, or I don't. I'm not even. I'm confused about answering it and talking to you about it like over the phone, or if I'm allowed to text you or not to text you about it. Whatever. But the
No,
thing
you
is,
can.
But the thing is, here we are
Texting is fine. Texting
on
is fine. If
video.
if you're
Here,
sitting there texting me, or if you're sitting there taking a shit, you don't need to pick up the phone. Text me you're taking a shit. That's fine. Just don't pick up the phone.
but here we are on a podcast, on a microphone and a camera, talking
And
about how we were taking a dump and texting each other. So we're not allowed to text each other that we're taking a dump, but we're allowed to talk about it after the fact.
yes, because you should never do it during the fact, right?
Fine.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it's phone etiquette. You know what I mean? Like
So
if you're in public, you're taking a crap, like I said, in a public bathroom, right? And it stinks really bad. It's common courtesy to give or do a courtesy flush so that it takes the stink away.
a courtesy flush.
Yes, absolutely. So
Okay.
para hindi mabaho.
Okay. Well, but look, I don't want. I'm not one to question authority here. But so what are you basically saying? Don't pick up the phone or call if I'm in the middle of taking a dump, but I'm allowed to text about it
Oh, yeah, hey,
and
yeah, man.
reply.
I don't hear it. I don't see it. That's fine. You know, that's okay. That's okay.
But
Texting is okay. It's practically the lowest form of communication in that manner. So it's okay.
all
There's a
right,
difference if you're picking up the phone and hey, and then all I hear in the background is like, "Boop."
right.
I mean,
So it's the auditory and visual senses that you're trying to take care of. So bottom line is if you call and I don't pick up the phone, it's goes without saying that I'm probably in the toilet.
no, no, no. But it's okay to let me know via text that you're taking a dump. Do you know what I mean?
That's why I learned to just say, "Give me 5 minutes."
Yeah, that's probably a better way of doing it. You know, but if
Right.
for some reason, like I said, you have the urge to let me know, or anybody for that matter, that you're taking a shit, just shoot a text. You don't need to answer it in the middle of taking a dump and like say, "Hey, I'll call you back in 5 minutes." I'm just saying.
I told you I told you the story about my cousin and I talking to each other in the toilet, right?
Who?
And I kind of got used to that because we were working on the TV show together. And
Jeez.
then he was like, "No, no, no, let's just talk now because my family or my kids are going to start playing with me and making a lot of noise if I go outside. So this is like my safe space. It's
Right.
better signal here in the toilet while he was taking a dump." So we'd end up talking to each other
Oh,
about the
so
show.
he actually knows that you were on the toilet as well.
No, I think it started off with him just being on the toilet, and then it eventually came around to like both of us at the same time. Yeah, yeah. Eventually, it was just either
But he
or.
made
Just
it
didn't
clear to you
matter.
that he's on the toilet. Like, hey,
Yeah.
Noel, just letting you know, I'm taking a dump.
No, I
But keep
said why.
talking.
No, I said why do you sound like there's an echo? Why does it? Why is your? Why? What's going on there? And then he just casually said, "Oh, I'm in the toilet." And I said, "Just give me a call when you're done." No, no, no. It's better we talk now because
Let's get it
signal
over with.
outside is bad. Yeah, and there's kids that might make a fuss, and it's better that we were, it was better that we were talking, get it out of the way,
Right.
literally, quote unquote, get it out of the way.
Right.
And that, can we move on to another topic, please?
Sure. I don't for some reason. Well, just to go back a little bit, for about years back, I'd say for about a good year and a half, my brother and I, one of my brothers and I, had I guess, a crap picture war going on. Like we'd take a dump and send a picture to the other. Just,
we're really
I
we're
mean,
really
literally.
we're really like flushing this topic down the toilet. How we're
No,
just
no pun
like
intended. No, but
squeezing
there
it
was
dry.
no
Wait,
like so.
are you
Well,
talking about pictures? Like
we're talking
you're
about like you'll take a picture in your cell phone and then you send it to him like out of the blue.
like of yourself or of your crap?
No, of your crap.
You guys are disgusting. That's
I mean,
I
it's
didn't really need to know that. I mean,
TMI too.
you're talking about me telling you that I'm taking a crap. Like
Well,
that's
I mean
a
that's my sibling. I mean
yeah, but
we that
a visual of my rear end is not as what's the
no,
word?
no,
It's
no.
not
We're
as
not talking about taking a picture of the entire act of your crap
yeah,
coming out of your
yeah,
ass.
you're right,
We're
right.
we're
But the
talking about
visual of
of
your
crap of
crap,
your in your toilet.
I hope the lighting was good.
Oh yeah, we made it work. I'll tell you that much. Those
Oh,
LED flashlights helped out.
I heard, of course, this is like third party story, but there's a
Right.
fine arts major before that made that as like his graduating thesis.
No way.
Like art, yeah, like I don't know if it was taking. I don't think it was actual thesis, but I mean, no, I don't think it was like installation art. I think it was just taking pictures, also, something to that
So
effect. But
so
yeah,
he put it together for his thesis, like a visual thesis.
yeah, yeah. Fine arts, like a fine arts major, and then it was all about his crap.
Wow. I
And
actually kind of want to see that.
and I guess the thesis was how any kind of crap can be art. That
That's
was like the
just
whole.
crap. That's that's just crap.
That was the whole point of
I
the
mean,
whole paper.
crap
Yeah,
is crap is crap. I don't know about that. Hey,
yeah.
quick question. Am I coming out too loud or too soft?
It's fine in my ears. That's the thing. I mean, how it sounds on my headset, you can never tell. I don't have like a
Yeah.
visual monitor on how things are coming in or out.
It's coming out okay in my end. Like all the levels are pretty equal.
Right.
So I guess it's okay. I just wanted to make sure it's coming out the same way in your end. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. It's fine on my end. But again, how it comes out to the final recording is questionable.
yeah, I know. I figured that out. I think on episode 5, where pretty much the entire episode of like the whole hour, I was really really low volume wise,
Well,
and I
here's
tried
the
to play
thing.
around with the audio and whatnot, but that's okay.
So there, since we're on the technicalities, before we move on to anything else, must we really have a visual element to this podcast? I mean, is that really the standard that we're putting on now?
I think so.
Because I'm
Yeah.
getting really self-conscious about it.
Why?
Slowly. Well, my I feel like right now I feel like the light is like right on my forehead.
Oh,
You see?
dude. You're in your mid 40s. You need to get over yourself. All right. You got a girl. You got a son. You're mid your 40s. That's it. This is the end of the road. Not we're not getting any younger. We're not getting any prettier. So get over yourself. All right?
It's not that. It's just like there. See
It's
that
okay.
pause?
You're mestizo. It's okay. You got
You
that
see that?
going.
You see that pregnant pause over there?
Yeah.
Like if you see that visually, it's like I almost feel naked knowing or imagining that the other person on the other line or the listener will be staring at this, noticing like the little inflections or like I heard there was this time that I think I showed a vlog or a video to a friend, and
Oh,
then my friend said
what a
something.
diva.
My friend said something like, my friend's friend said something like, "Does he have ADHD, or is he bipolar or something like that?" It was like, why? Because I stared at the sky while I was trying to say something on the vlog.
No, that's a dramatic pause.
So I stopped vlogging because of that.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Because
Seriously.
because of the small inflections that people will comment and say, I didn't have the guts for it. I didn't have the balls for it. Maybe after this podcast, once I start getting used to like what we're doing now,
Yeah.
maybe I'll gain the confidence. But for now, it's like,
You know what though? You've always been like this ever since we were kids. Serious. You know how long it took you to try to figure out what to wear to go out with
no,
Leslie?
no.
Yes, yes. I remember this shit. You were like asking me for advice. Or like, hey, can I borrow your shoes? I don't know what to wear. I'm gonna go take out Leslie. Bleh. I'm like, get the come on, man. I still
I,
remember your Adidas jacket, the blue one that you always wore.
oh my gosh, can you imagine that lasted me all throughout college?
No, you took that home to the Philippines when it's like a million degrees.
Yeah, no, no, no. In Baguio, it's a little cool, so I was
Oh,
wearing
that's
it.
true. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Talaga.
That
That lasted in the Philippines. That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's kind of nice, man. That it's embarrassing that you know about it, but at the same time, I
Come
mean
on.
that you got to witness that. But at the same time, it was like it's
Listen,
like it.
whatever happens back then or how we are back then is a reflection of who we are now, right?
Sure,
So, how else are you supposed to move forward from yourself if you don't look at your reflection?
right. Before and after.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, we're not getting any younger. You're in
Yeah.
your mid 40s, bruh.
It's nice because you're one of those handful, maybe a couple of fingers cut off, but like you're one of those handful that know about my little high school and almost elementary but high school quirks.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Oh,
What about you?
uh,
What about you? Have you had like major like were you conscious? Go ahead.
no. Oh, hold that thought. I got something to say about that, but I just wanted to put a ribbon in this real quick. One of the things that Noel really loved eating when he came over to my house was French toast. I don't know why, but I remember my Aunt Rose would make like six French toasts. I'd steal him my first one, and he's already on his fourth one. I,
That's not that's nice of you to remember, man, because to this day,
yeah, still
French
love it.
toast. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have this restaurant there, UCC, or even at Starbucks. That's what I get
There's no
when I'm
French toast in Starbucks over here.
oh, there's French toast in Starbucks here, but it's like regular bread, just a little
Yeah.
wider. But there's this restaurant here called UCC. I don't remember what it means, but it's a Japanese, I think, brand
Uh huh.
of coffee. And just like Starbucks, they have some food. No, this one they have like spaghetti and a full meal, but they're known as a coffee shop also. Anyway, their French toast is like 4 inches thick,
Jesus,
and then
that's
there's
huge.
like four of those.
What the fuck?
So it's like a big piece of cake.
Is it doused in syrup or no?
Yeah, yeah, and then like a little strawberry fruit thing on top or whatever.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And you know what else is good around here is like crepe. I think is also good.
Crepe, yeah,
It's like
crepe,
a cousin.
not crepe. Crepe.
Is that how you guys pronounce it? So
That's crepe.
CREPE.
Yeah, crepe.
Well, we pronounce it crepe here, but anyway,
What is the
yeah,
right pronunciation? I mean,
the
it's
way
a
I
French word.
the way I see it, it's like a cousin of French toast or the long lost cousin. I don't know. Let's see. Let me try to Google it. But what's up? I mean, what else were you trying to say?
Um, what was I saying?
Oh no, it was me that was supposed to hold that thought.
No, no, no,
Uh,
no, no. I was saying something about the French toast, and then I said put a ribbon on it. Oh, something about you asked me about something what I was self conscious about. Definitely, up to now, actually, I do have one.
yeah.
My
Wait, hold on.
smile.
I just googled it,
But
and yeah, it according to how to pronounce it, it's crepe.
see, told you,
Crepe.
man.
Yeah, yeah. Because here I just got used to calling it crap. That's crap.
Well, I mean,
That's how we
you know,
pronounce things
that
here.
could be meaning in a couple of things. You could be in the bathroom taking a crap. You're,
Good one.
I mean, you could be a peeping tom like a crap. Um,
Yeah.
you know, you're, well, whatever.
So,
That's
any
just really
habits or
crappy,
anything
man.
about you that you've been that's really crappy about me? Anything that you've been conscious, like really conscious about changing about yourself from high school to college to
I mean, all my life, it's always been my smile because I have messed up teeth. You know, I don't have
what do you
like I have gaps.
No, no, no. So what about it? You've been self-conscious about it?
I've been very self conscious about it. You know,
Oh,
it's it gets to a point where sometimes I catch myself smiling too much or a lot when I'm laughing that I tend to
right.
cover my mouth. You know, and I hate it.
That's nice, but I don't really care. The question really was about
Jesus,
the
thanks, man. Thanks,
like
appreciate it.
anything about you that like yeah, like what you said to me that I'm so self-conscious about my looks or whatever, and
Right.
then or like with your smile. I was joking about your smile. Did you were in college or after high school, college, and then when you went to work and that kind of thing, did you consciously stop worrying about it? What I mean,
Yeah.
what were the stuff that you trying to? I guess another way to phrase the question is, what were the things that you consciously grew out of,
Well, consciously grew out of. I mean,
or really
if you put
phased
it
your?
in that way, everything really. But it's all about.
Well,
The bottom line is,
the
I
first
became
one,
comfortable. I
the
became
first.
comfortable with who I am.
Okay, no, because maybe to give you an example of an answer to my question, what I meant was I used to sort of take it for granted that I'd come in 5, 10, 15 minutes late.
Right.
And then, it was later in life when I realized it's probably better if I come in 15 minutes early.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that was one of the first things. Anyhow, small things
Yeah.
on the side.
I've always been an on time type of guy though. You know,
Right.
if you're 5 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, in theater we used to say when you're on time, you're late.
Yeah. No, but in regards to how I got over my insecurities, I just accepted who I am, which kind of helped me build my confidence a little bit. You know what I mean?
How did you do that? How did you accept who you are? Such an easy thing to say, but what does it actually mean?
It means not being, not waking up every morning and questioning yourself, being comfortable with how you look. You know what I mean? Because
Mm.
everybody's different, no matter what. You know? Yes, absolutely. There are a bunch of guys out there that are 1,000 times better looking than me. So does that make me in a lower level than those guys? No, I don't think so. Ooh, I like that jacket. Is that a
Was that ever?
Dickies hoodie?
Yeah. Was that
Cool.
ever a reason for you not to you know what? I got this jacket. It's for the call center. When I started working at the call center, 100% 1,000 degrees. No, that's the opposite. Negative 1,000 degrees.
Polar.
Always cold. Always
Yeah,
cold, right? Yeah,
yeah,
something to do with the computers or whatever that they don't want
yeah.
destroyed, etc., etc. And then it's always my luck that I'm positioned like right
Right
underneath,
underneath the AC unit.
and so I gotta have. I didn't like wearing a hat. I didn't want to have to always wear a hat. It's just more
Right,
comfortable to be wearing the hoodie. So
right, right. Yeah. No. It. I was really happy. One of the biggest things that helped me out with compensate for my smile before was I used to
Asi-
have nice hair. You know,
Aside from the fact that it covers my forehead naturally on this camera, so that's what I'm gonna keep doing. Sorry, what were you saying?
how are you gonna be able to hear if it's like that? Are you can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, then that's fine. That actually looks fine right now. I was saying, so I've always had like an issue with the way I smile, right? Because of my teeth.
Mm. Mm.
So I looked at it this way. I compensated with it before by me having nice hair back then, you know? Um, so it balanced it out. Plus, I didn't have these chubby cheeks
I'm gonna,
or a
I'm gonna
double
try to
chin.
match up with your camera here.
Yeah, so I didn't. I'm trying to get comfortable here, man.
I think we're a little too comfortable.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't care.
There you go.
What was I saying? So fucking interrupted me again. Shit.
Something about compensating with your hair because of your smile.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So that's how I pretty much got over it until so I met my wife. The first couple of months we started dating, I my hair was bugging me, right? So it was starting to grow long. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna shave it bald. Biggest mistake of my life, man. No,
Oh yeah.
it's it stopped growing back.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks, man. So
Remember,
so bald because of that shit.
remember back in the late '90s, there was, I don't know if it's still the thing there now, but undercut.
Oh yeah, hell
I
yeah.
had I had
That,
that undercut look going on,
yep. It's coming
and
back. It's coming back now.
then I what happened? I don't know what got to me, but anyway, when I got back to the Philippines, I had that undercut thing going on,
Right.
and then when I went to school, it was fine. They didn't ask me to take it out, but when I got to, I think somewhere in college, like all of a sudden, like one day, I just thought of just shaving it off,
The whole thing.
and I had like the biggest headache of my life. Not the biggest headache of my life, but my head was always cold thereafter.
Right, right. And
But
it
but
never
I
grew
just
back.
but I just remember the feeling of how much weight was taken off of my shoulders because of that, because of the hair.
Right, right.
That's all I can remember about it. But I don't remember the exact reason why I wanted to cut it off. I think I was just looking for
Maybe it was too
something
hot.
to something to do.
It wasn't
No,
because of the weather, because you know how it's hot. Well, yeah, you were a Baguio, so it's not that bad, really.
yeah, no, it wasn't that hot. No, not that hot in Baguio.
Did you
So there.
ever see when I had my hair like all up like that?
No,
Oh man, I think that was my junior senior. Oh yeah, you were gone already. But I got
no,
I was
but
one I turned out to be one of those Asian guys that hairsprays their freaking hair like really
straight
high.
straight up
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
80s.
I mean 90s really. I'm trying to see if I can find my
I actually don't
yearbook
remember you with
picture
any
here.
hair.
What?
I actually don't remember you with any hair at all. Like even in high school. Or no, yeah, even in middle school, high school. You never.
Oh, I had hair,
Yeah, I
but
think it was.
I
I
guess
think you were always.
I never really fixed it up in middle school until I was in high school and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
you were always bald in my eyes.
Jeez, what the-
No, seriously, man. I don't remember you having any hair at
I don't
all.
even know what to say to that. So, um, I remember one of the times where I'm sorry. One of the things that I wanted to change as well when or to help me with my compensation of my crooked smile and all that stuff
Mm,
was I wanted to get earrings, right?
mm.
But I don't know what it was. I was so drunk that one night and I was just at home. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pierce my ears myself. So,
Oh
what?
shit!
Yeah, I did. So
Wait, hold on. Were you the one that told me about this? That like you froze it with some ice?
yep.
Damn. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I remember you telling me that. We were
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
on. I think we were putting on like sneakers, shoes on when we were. You were telling me that story.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. So I was I don't know what it was, but I was drunk as hell. I grabbed my girlfriend's studs, earrings. Then I grabbed two pieces of ice, right? I put one in
Yeah.
the front and then one in the back. I just sat there for like 20 minutes and
Right.
numbed the crap out of it. You know?
Right.
And then I took the damn earrings and just pushed it through.
Was there a lot of blood?
Yeah. Like it was so numb and like it was almost purple, my ear, because of the ice. Because I just
Right.
held it there raw into my ears.
Mm.
So and I didn't even feel the earrings when I pushed it, but I just pushed it through. All you hear is like a little pop, like you know, like penetrating your skin and all that crap. And I was like, oh, let me do that again. So I did it one more time in the same ear and then one on the other side.
On the same night.
Same night. Stupid. Although, I mean, it turned out pretty good. You know, I had it for years. So
Did it hurt after?
no, no, no. Surprisingly enough, it didn't even get infected for the fact that I did it myself. You know,
So that's the title of this episode. How to
how to pierce your own ear.
how to pierce your own ear.
That's a good idea. How to pierce. Yeah. So anyway, that's how the story of my ears was done. Do you ever wear any earrings or anything?
I shaved my legs once.
I mean, I don't even know how that gets started.
I was like, "Hey, here's a razor. What can I do with a razor?" I heard swimmers can go faster by having less hair.
So that was your reason for shaving your ear.
But the thing was, I wasn't even swimming. I just thought, like, at the off chance of getting into a pool or getting the chance to swim,
Yeah. You were
you know, I
sitting in a toilet probably.
I'd be ready. No, I was actually in the living room somewhere. Like, yeah, there was just there just happened to be a razor. Thank God I didn't think about shaving my eyebrows off, because once I got started off with the leg hair,
Yeah.
it's like, what else can I do after this? But
So what did you do? Did you just shave one leg? That's it?
well, when you do one, you got to do the other, right?
So you actually did both legs.
Yeah, that was about it. Of course, instant regret because it started growing. Like, what's this? It started growing thicker, and so that's what they said. If you want your hair to grow thicker, and
You shaved.
I'm wondering if this is true for you. When you after you shaved it, did it grow any thicker after?
God, no.
It didn't grow back.
No, that's it. That's it.
So that's true maybe for legs, but not so true for head,
No, 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 no. So,
for the skull.
oh, I just found this picture that I wanted to show, but I'm not gonna show
Is it
the pi-
decent?
the. Yeah, of course. Look at it. You got this. Is my yearbook picture, bro.
Nah, yeah, yeah, I
Look
remember
at
that one.
that. Look
I
at
don't
that.
remember I don't remember seeing you like that. I mean that particular picture, but I remember seeing you like that in person.
I mean, that hair, though, bruh. See, boom.
Yeah.
Recognize this one? Oh. We can't show the name though.
Oh, hey. Yeah, that looks familiar. That's cute.
I just
Right.
realized that she was right under me in my yearbook,
On the yearbook, yeah.
and I just realized that she was actually older than you. Look at you.
That's right.
Oh, that's
That's
so
sweet.
funny. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Not much, really.
Yeah, I know.
Just the whole thing about my stomach being uncooperative the past couple of days, hence the bananas in the water.
And then
And
the phone etiquette.
actually, I'll tell you the secret. I
To
don't
what?
I don't think she hears me, but Christine here has been experimenting on some kebabs and ramen,
Oh Jesus!
and I think
What
that's what
a
I think that's what it is.
you haven't told her, did you?
I did, I did. Privately, I didn't tell her that I'd be talking about it on the podcast, but I think that's what it is. So, I mean,
Was it that bad? Then?
no, no, it wasn't bad, but it was like, like one of her first times trying it out. And I think we were experimenting a little too much on the kebab side.
Was it
So,
curry or no?
so the next thing that I did yesterday on our way back from visiting my son, I took her to my favorite kebab place. In
Hint,
indirectly,
hint.
hinting on the fact that, hey, maybe you want to try this kind of. But turns out though that the kebab place that we went to,
Right.
I haven't been there in like 5, 10 years, and their taste sort of lopsided already, so it's not that great.
Maybe that helped with your stomach too, in the worst way.
No, it was fine. It was fine. We made it home dry and in one piece,
Oh Jesus! Right.
so there's no problem. But
The
it
motorcycle ride didn't help with the bumpiness.
no, no, but it was at my or just before, like 10 minutes before meeting up with my son. Can I tell you this, or it doesn't really?
That's fine.
Anyway, so yeah, so I went I went twice at the place where we had breakfast at, and then like 6 times at my son's house.
Oh Jesus! Right.
So I was like, to my son, I was like, you just keep watching videos. I'm gonna go to the toilet
I'll be right back.
like 6 times.
Oh jeez.
So by the time we had to go, I was like, dehydrated already. trying to
What the fuck?
try to get my strength back with some more kebab, right? But yeah, it
That
was
must have
funny
been
yesterday.
that must have been rough on your ass, man. I hope you had some really soft toilet paper.
And then my 9-year-old son would, hey, let's play sumo wrestling, and he'd get on top of me, get up on top of my stomach. I would be like, hey, hey, hey,
Shit.
easy on the stomach. And then,
Time
you
out,
know,
time out.
do you have any boys? You have boys, right?
Yeah, my son.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, this is the question that I wanted to ask you, by the way, before we go into other things, or we can talk about this any other time in case we get cut off with the recording or what. But how much do you allow your son to play fight with you?
Oh, there's always a limit. There's always a limit.
Right. Yeah.
It should be not too. It can't get to a point where somebody gets really hurt. If it
Yeah.
hurts too much, not necessarily like really painful,
Yeah.
but if it hurts too much, you gotta tell him, calm down, relax.
It's just funny because it comes to a point sometimes where he hits me really hard, and I'm like, dude, this guy's got some anger issues. I wonder where he gets that from.
Oh shit!
So I'm trying to
Serious?
so I'm trying to I'm trying to give into
I
his
mean, what a jab, though. I'm sorry, what a jab.
I'm trying to give no, it's on me. It's on me. I'm not like it's not on anybody else. Not at all. Sorry, that's not what I meant. Like erase that part. That's not what I
I
meant
mean,
at all.
you have to be there more than just one day a week for it to be you. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So there. So just I'm just trying to balance out between play fighting with him, like a good play fight, because I don't want to give it to him half-hearted either. I
What are
don't
you
want to
trying?
tell.
What are you trying to? You're taking a full swing on your kid.
No, no, not exactly. No, I'm letting him hit me, or I'm letting him like wrestle me, like for real wrestle, not just pretend wrestle. Like, you're hurt, and then you're falling
Yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
ground. Because like 99% of it for him is really just like acting.
Right.
It's like, oh, I'm beating the monster and that kind of thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, here's like, here's for not giving me that lion that I wanted for Christmas. It's
Oh
like,
my god.
what are you saying? We're just playing here. Take that back.
Asshole.
Or he hits me like 3 times. Where it's like let's say I hurt him by accident, right? Like I twisted
Right.
his arm or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's for twisting my arm. He'd ground and pound me like, like I only I only broke your arm once. You don't have to, beat my face to a pulp. It's like where's the balance in the?
Yeah, you can't let him get away with it though. If he keeps doing it and you don't um put a little bit of fear into him, he's gonna keep doing it no matter what. See, I don't know if you have that in you though. I don't know if you have the uh the tenacity, not anger, but
Yeah,
the authority to show him.
yeah.
You
No, I
gotta
think
show.
I
You
do.
gotta get that. Put the
There's a
fear in
there's
God
one.
into them.
Yeah, dude. There was one time I think it was 3 years old
Yeah.
that I like unleashed, the tenacity on. It's like, and I feel like it traumatized me because it was like, what the hell am I doing? Like
Right. Right.
shouting at
Right.
a 3-year-old. And I wasn't even just shouting. I was like really, like laying the law.
Right.
And it was one of those moments where I caught myself and I was like, hold on a second, I think I'm overdoing it. So,
Maybe
but
I should stop punching him in the face.
but yeah, so kind of, no, not punching him in the face. I just told him to like stay in the corner or something. But
Right. I know.
it
I'm just saying.
it got me conscious to a point where it's like I don't want to overdo it, but at the same time I know I shouldn't not do it.
Right.
Like I don't want, like I'm his dad, but I'm not his best friend ever kind of thing. And I know
Is
that
that
there's supposed to be like that balance.
is that a bad thing to be best friends with your kid or what?
No, no, no. I mean, when he does something wrong, I still call his attention. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
It's like I'm not trying to play nicey nicey to him, whether it's something that he did to me physically that hurt, and I tell him, I lay down the law. But
Right.
at the same time, I don't want to be like this authoritarian, like, you don't lay a hand on me. And so
No, no.
just,
I see what you're saying.
I'm just, I don't know if it's really a question, or maybe I'm just looking for a dad to relate to. But
No,
I,
I can relate big time because my son Harry, at some point he was really pushing the limit, right? Meaning he'll test you on things, you know. But I've always installed to my kids that you can always um, speak your mind. If there's something that you believe in is right, you speak for it. You stand by it,
yeah,
right? But at the same time, you need to know where your limit is. By me
yeah,
doing that, it's not. I guess in a way, it's not exactly the same thing where he's swinging at you, right? But it's more like it got to a point where he starts um trying to talk his way out of everything, even though
right,
he's wrong. Um,
right.
he really tested his limits and try to see how far he can go.
He was already a teenager when he was doing this.
No, he was like 10, 11 years old.
Right. Well,
You know,
my son's not there yet, but I see what you mean. But going back to it physically, though,
physically,
phys-
it happened as well where we would actually play box. Like boxing,
yeah,
where he got carried away. He took a bigger swing, and then even though it didn't really hurt,
mm,
because if once they learn the idea of play fighting, if they do that to you in
Yeah.
a play fighting way, they could do it to other kids when they're trying to play fight. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly, exactly. And you can see it in his face if he's like really 110% into it.
Right.
Like I try to like, whoa, hold on, hold on, like 70% only, not like 110%. You can
Right.
really see, you can really see it in his eyes. He's trying to, he's really trying to get back at me.
Right. So the big thing there is if he does it to you, he's not going to hesitate to do it to somebody else.
Which
Doesn't
is
it
which
doesn't
is
matter. Yeah.
which is what I was worried about because there came a point, my mistake, where we got into this stupid game where I would flick his, it's like, hey, you're not wearing any underwear again. I'll be like, I give him a flick, right? And then
Right.
it came to a point where he started doing that to me.
Oh,
It's
you're
like,
not dead. You're not wearing any underwear either.
no, no, not that I wasn't wearing any underwear. It was just like it was like right in front of his face, and he just felt like, y- you know,
Oh,
letting me know how much he loves me. And so
right,
I was like, dude, you can do that to me, but make sure you don't do this to your guy friends or even your girlfriends, okay?
right, right,
'Cause that's what I'm worried about. Like he thinks it's funny between him and me, and he might forget that he does it to his other friends.
right.
So between him and me, it's fine, but that's the thing. So so I try to stop doing that to him, but sometimes I also can't help it. 'Cause so
It's something that you have between you and him, though. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
probably something that's never gonna go away
but that's
if it's
that's
something that sticks to you.
that's what
Enjoy it
makes me.
now, though, man. He's 9 years old because they grow up quick. I'm telling you now. My kids, my son's driving now. You know that's fucking pissing me off though because the fucking idiot can't park.
Oh, he can't park.
I mean, so you're in a driveway, all right? One side for the car, one side for another car. Obviously, if you park too close to the middle, you're gonna hit the other car when you open the door. And
Mm,
he's always parking so close to my Jeep, and it's pissing me off. Because I don't
mm,
know if he opens the door and stops it. What if he doesn't stop it and just hits my Jeep? He hits my car, That pisses me off. But you
you
know,
have those little styrofoam stoppers on the edge of the
yeah, I
of
thought
the door.
about getting it, but I didn't want to be
Tho-
I didn't want to be that guy.
those are floaters, right?
Yeah, yeah. But my kids now, though, I mean, well, they all go through an age. Your kid's gonna go through this too, okay? I'm telling you right now. He's gonna go through an age where he's gonna think that he can get away with everything because he thinks that you don't know what's going on.
That's right.
I mean, these
For sure.
kids here, like my kids, my teenagers, they sometimes act like we've never been kids as parents. Like we
Yeah.
don't know what they're doing or what they're going through, you know? And
Yeah.
what's crazy is the shit that they're doing now, it's not even that bad compared to the shit that I used to do back then.
That's
So,
right.
and
What
then,
I'm
but
worried
they're,
about with my kid now though is like if there's something wrong,
yeah,
videos. If there's something wrong and he doesn't get what he wants, let's say he doesn't get his punch back at me, right? Like
yeah,
that 10,000 caliber punch. And then I
yeah.
was funny yesterday. I was playing around with him, horsing around, and I was throwing lines like Shoryuken, Sonic Boom,
Street Fighter, man.
finish
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
He's like, Dad, what's
What is
that? Where are you
that?
getting come from? Where what? Anyway, so I was giving him the punches, and then he couldn't get back at me because I'd show him the moves, and sometimes I'd let him hit me, but not that 10,000 point punch that
Right,
he wanted to
right,
get
right.
back at me. And he's like, and he just gives up and goes to the videos. Like, I don't want to play anymore. I want to go play Minecraft.
Oh my god.
Damn it!
I
You
mean,
give up so fast.
it's their escape,
It's like it's a drug.
Right, right. And it's funny how they do it. They all go through that exact same thing. My kids went through the same thing. It's like when they're watching their videos or playing their video games that they like. it's I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting.
And you're helpless because it's like,
You
what am
can't
I
do
gonna do?
anything.
Turn off the internet? Grab the
Well,
iPad from him? I mean,
I used to turn it off. So the
so
good thing
my
is
my
with with
escape.
with with our internet, I'm sorry to cut you off, but with our internet here, you can actually see so who's logged into your network, right?
Yeah,
And you can track how many hours they've been on,
right.
what part of the house they're on, or if I want to turn off just that part, I can
Oh,
turn
that's
it off.
interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know if it's a good thing by my escape, but my escape now is okay. Time's up. Gotta go.
Oh.
See you next Saturday. So
um. Yeah. I don't think that's a good thing, man.
no, but going back to the anger issues real quick, just to sort of clean it up a little bit, if I could.
Yeah.
I think it's also my fault sometimes because, like, as a dad, when I was even still with him 24/7,
Yeah.
I also had my moments where I was like, all of a sudden, I'd be like pissed off, or not all of a sudden pissed off, but all of a sudden, like as if showing him that all of a sudden, like these mood changes, all of a sudden were bad. So
Right.
that's what I meant when I said that. Where is he learning it from? Because I'm equally guilty. Is what I'm saying. So, but
I
yeah,
mean,
I think the thing with parenting anyway, you realize that you're wrong, and then I think that's what also helps. I tell him that I was wrong about that,
you're
and then I
supposed to.
think and then I think it helps that like we're both evolving. He's growing as a child, and I'm growing as a parent.
Right. Right. But you're supposed to tell them as soon as you realize that you're in the wrong. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
If
But
if
again,
you
I'm still at that tug of war, push and pull thing with how much we're going to play rough.
right, right. I mean, as soon as it happens, you just tell him off. That's it. Hey, that's too tough. Slow it down a little bit. Not too hard. Yada yada yada. You know, my
So it's
my
been
my daughter is only 3, and she understands the difference now.
your daughter.
Yeah, she understands the difference of like when too much is too much. She's 2 actually. She's about to turn 3, and she knows
Oh,
that if she's pushing the limits, she knows when to stop. Although 90% of the time, she'll still try to push it.
right. Of course you want that anyway, right? That's healthy behavior compared
Correct.
to not doing anything at all
Correct.
and
Correct.
waiting to be told what to do
Right. Right.
or waiting
That's
to be encouraged to play. That's I'd worry about that also.
yeah. I mean, the kids, they're just. Dave Chappelle said it best. Our kids are so immune to the reality of things because of the cell phones, the tablets, and whatnot, that there's no genuine emotions. Because he's right. How can one person have a genuine feeling when all the information is easily accessible? You know what I mean? And these kids, it's the same thing where their reactions sometimes it's I would genuine is not the right word I'm using here. More like reality, I guess. You know, they
Not
learn everything from what they watch, what they listen to, and it's pretty sad. You
Yeah,
know,
not in touch with reality. Yeah.
right? And then what are we gonna
Did
do?
you know? Did you know that Dave Chappelle's wife
It's
is
Filipina,
Filipina? Yeah.
right? Yeah. Uh, I actually didn't know about that until he made a joke about it.
Mm, mm.
I don't know if you've seen the Netflix special
I
where,
think I did. I think I did.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was talking about his wife giving him a hand job, and then he's like saying his wife has like a small hands because she's Filipino.
I don't
I
think I
know.
saw that part.
It's just
I
so
probably
funny,
w-
dude.
I would probably remember.
But yeah, he's saying that how him and his wife has a son who turns out to be looking like he's Puerto Rican.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that special yet. Bro,
Yeah.
last time it's been like what 48 hours since the last time we talked. Anything
Maybe.
else going on in that coconut of yours?
Uh, Not a
What's
whole lot,
been?
really. Well, I found out about the Oscar nominations.
What do you mean? I mean, what
The
about?
the Oscars is coming out pretty soon, so that was one of my bullet points today. But I figured, fuck it, I don't want to talk about the Oscars. I've
So
only
what do
s-
you? So what
I've
do you want
only
to talk
seen
about?
like half of those movies. Avatar apparently is nominated for Best Picture. Do I really
Mm,
care? No. Although I did see Top Gun Maverick. That was pretty good. I don't know if
I
you've seen it.
haven't.
Have you seen it?
No, no, no. I haven't had the chance to see either one of them.
Really? You haven't seen
Yeah,
Avatar? The first Avatar?
I don't know if it was out in theaters already and then I didn't get to see it, or it just didn't come out here at all. That's how detached I am from society here also. So I haven't really been following
Unless it's in
along.
Netflix or Hulu,
Yeah.
you know. But I think Top Gun's in Netflix now. I think. Or is it? I'm not
Top
sure.
Gun? No idea. No idea.
I don't know.
But
But
yeah, it's funny when I go to the cinemas, which is right beside an arcade,
yeah.
it just ends up to be like walking down memory lane for me because, remember that time where we used to watch movies? And then at the same time, I used to play a lot of video games in that arcade. Can you believe that I got really so addicted to this race car arcade game called Initial D? To the point that the arcade gave me like this platinum card, this
Really?
like gold platinum card where you get a free game every day
Oh
for
man.
having spent so much. It was crazy. It was a crazy time because my I had an aunt that was that she ended up passing away from
Sorry to hear that.
for some cancer that she was going through, and then instead of me visiting her like at the hospital, I ended up going like play
To the
video
arcade.
games. Yeah, like me in my early 20s, huh? So
Yeah.
kind
This was
of
in Baguio?
no, 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 here in Manila already because she was trying to do some of her medical work here. I mean,
Right.
her treatments and stuff, and it was just a high time and a low time at the same time for me.
Mm,
'Cause I was
mm.
so addicted to the game, and then at the same time, like one of my favorite aunts was going through something like that, and just crazy, crazy
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah, rough times. But yeah, I didn't want to get into that necessarily, but
Yeah, way to bring
I
the house down, man.
gotta gotta kind of suck
So-
myself into that memory lane.
right,
No, I mean
right.
it was funny because like in the back of my mind, like thinking about it, I mean if ever I do mention it, I don't feel so embarrassed or ashamed of what I did, but saying it out loud that I played video games while my aunt was in the hospital,
Right.
just saying it out loud makes you realize how shitty that was. So
I mean, we all go through something like that, though, man. I mean, it's kind of reminded me of. Never mind. We'll talk about that.
see, so you
Talk
got one
about
of
that.
those too, right?
Yeah, I do. I do. I don't want to. I mean, it's gonna.
It's better than the crap that I've been talking about over text and phone calls, right? At least
Yeah.
there's still some humor in the world when it comes to text and just
I mean,
laughing about the
it's.
toilet literally, but
I don't know, man. One thing I actually wanted to ask you: did you ever go through like a drinking stage?
it's funny both smoking and drinking. I tried to get into it almost quote unquote consciously.
Yeah, simultaneously.
No, I mean when I say consciously, we're like, oh, I'm gonna go try drinking, because
Ah,
I'm already in my
yeah, yeah,
20s.
yeah.
It just never caught on because I don't know. I was so exposed. I was exposed to it ever since I was a kid,
Right,
and then when I moved to the states, everybody's all self conscious. No, no to smoking, no to drinking. You don't
right,
want to be a drunk driver. That was
right.
sort of brainwashed into me while I was in high school. So by the time I got back to the Philippines, where people are smoking and drinking and driving all at the same time,
Right.
it almost didn't affect me in a sense that, I mean, it didn't affect me, like it didn't get me hooked, but I realized how bad it was, and so like I was more evasive to it. So long story short, I tried to get into it, but never really caught
Are
on.
you but do you drink occasionally,
Occasionally, yeah, you could,
socially?
yeah. There was a
Yeah.
time I was working at a radio station. I walked in drunk because it was New Year's Eve,
Ah, there you go.
and then I
You
just
had to
tried it
work New
out.
Year's Eve. That sucks.
Well, I was goody two shoes, and so did everybody else. So I just, played my role. But yeah, it was funny
Yeah.
because like I was on like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning,
Jeez.
some
Nobody was
cra-
listening, probably.
crazy. So what I thought, that's what I thought, right? And then a friend of mine called me and says, "Hey, Noel, are you drunk? You
Oh,
sound like you're drunk."
Jesus. Did you
Like a
get
fu-
fired for that?
where we got callers. No, not really.
Oh, that's
I, sh-
good.
I I should have. No, I mean I should have gotten an award for showing up for work.
Right.
Did you have a really drunk episode? I mean, no, not drunk episode, but an Alcoholics Anonymous episode
So,
in your
I'll
life?
go. It's funny that you say that, actually. I wanted to bring this up. I'll talk about this too. Um, so there was one time, it was actually New Year's Eve, right?
Mm.
So we were at my apartment. We were drinking. I don't know what it was, you know. I guess I was having like one of those emotional New Year's Eve where actually it was the first New Year's Eve after my breakup with that long term relationship. So I was all feeling like a big loser, you know. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have New Year's Eve by myself. I've never done that. I haven't done that in over 10 years. Whatever. So I was like calling up my friend, who turns out to be my neighbor. Come over. Let's go drink. So we start drinking. I don't know, 1:30 in the afternoon, and we're not talking about beers or anything. For some reason, we decided to drink Red Bull and vodka the whole day. All right, but it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You drink so much Red Bull and vodka mixed together all the way, and then you count down for New Year's Eve. Then 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year! I was already feeling like I'm gonna pass out. But the worst thing is, I couldn't fall asleep and pass out because of all the caffeine from the Red Bull.
Hold on a second. When you as you're going through this process, as you're chugging it down, are you are you doing it because it's good? Are you trying to numb some pain?
I was
Are
numbing
you
everything.
Yeah. Well, obviously that's what you got into, right?
Yeah,
That's what you said you got into. You were brokenhearted.
I,
So
I was I was brokenhearted. I was feeling really, really lonely. Like I was the only person left in the world. That's what it felt like, you know, because it was the first New Year's Eve by myself or without somebody, you know, since for like 10 years or whatever, you know.
yeah.
And all I wanted to do was get drunk and pass out, but I couldn't pass out because I was drinking Red Bull and vodka, and the Red Bull kept me up the whole night. You know, the Red Bull in your system just so much caffeine. So I literally went through the entire drunken process awake. It was the worst feeling ever. When I say awake, when you drink so much and you pass out, you pass out. You wake up with a massive hangover. But I drank
Yeah.
so much Red Bull vodka that I couldn't pass out because of the Red Bull. So the
Yeah.
entire drunken process was going through my body while I was awake. And I felt the hangover creep up from the back of my spine all the way to the back of my head because I couldn't go to sleep. It was the worst feeling ever. So the next day at the drunken stage, I decided to go. Maybe I need to go to the ER. You know, maybe I need.
ER.
To, yeah, because my back was pounding, my head was pounding, but I was
Oh.
drunk. I was just drunk. So at the hospital,
Wait,
It's on top
sorry.
of the hill, the parking, right?
Hold on. When you say you had like it was pounding, like you had a real headache, like a
Yeah,
big
like a
headache. Okay.
massive hangover. But I was so drunk, I got in my car. I drove to the ER, which is like
Mm-mm.
5 minutes away. But
Mm.
the parking lot was at the top of the hill. So apparently, according to somebody, I stepped out of the car, but instead of stepping out of the car,
Hmm.
I rolled out of the car.
Rolled
And then
out of the car.
apparently I started rolling down the hill, literally to a point where I was face flat on the grass in front of the emergency.
Nice. And
So
it's a question though. Did you park the car properly? Like, did you pull the handbrake?
apparently the car slowly followed me down the hill
Oh
and
no.
hit two other cars. One of them happens to be a police car.
Oh no.
So I got my license suspended for a year. Um,
Oh wow.
I had to pay a shitload of money to get my car fixed, the other car fixed, and then I
So
got a
you didn't get an award here in the Philippines. You would have gotten an award for driving yourself drunk to the hospital.
oh I know right
They
yeah I,
people and the police would have been like, "Wow, good job, man!" Like
you
like thank
survived
you
yeah
survived. We didn't have to take you in ourselves.
I excuse me it was the worst feeling the whole situation. I guess I experienced it awake because of all the caffeine that was in my system. It was the worst ever. And then because of that, I never drink vodka anymore. I hate vodka. I just can't stand it. A little sip of
Wow.
vodka makes me want to throw up now. I don't know why. I used to drink so much. It's so stupid. I remember I drank so much that I got poisoning.
What's
Alcohol
that?
poisoning.
What's that like?
But the chemicals in your body basically you start getting rashes everywhere.
Oh, I get that on cheap wine. Yeah.
Well, there was one time that I got so hammered that I broke out and I had to go to the ER. They got to put me in IV because all the rashes was in my face, my back, my ass, everything, everything.
Oh,
I was
I just get
covered.
itchy. I just get itchy, but not that bad. So it can get really bad.
It could get really bad. Yeah, they got extremely itchy. So I scratched it, obviously, and because of that, I guess it caused a reaction. And it went all over my body. I was on IV for like 24 hours, and I had to do the IV drip to get the fluids going on my body again, and all that stupid thing. Oh, God, I used to fucking drink so much. It was ridiculous. Yeah, but good times. It was fun.
How about drugs? Have you done drugs?
Well, we already talked about that. Of course, I did. Yeah.
Did we?
What am I hearing? I'm hearing like a bunch of clinging.
Somebody that was cooking is now eating like 2 feet away from me. It's like if you're
Jesus.
not gonna eat the food, I'm gonna eat it in front of you.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Listen, we
she
can cut
she
it
was
short if we need to go, man.
she was in Christine here was inviting me to eat, and I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. She put the food in front of me, and I just ignored it because I was talking to you, right? I don't want to be eating while we're doing this thing.
Right, right.
And I guess she was hungry, and so she sat beside me and started eating. So she's here
That's
now.
really sweet, though. She didn't want to eat by herself. I mean,
Yeah.
my wife will stuff herself with or without me.
Like in another room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, and then she'll make it sound like she's concerned about me not eating. She's like, babe, are you sure? I'm just gonna eat now, okay? And then like,
Yeah. It
oh no, I need
for
to make sure that she was upstairs already.
for Christine here, who's happy to be sitting right beside me. I'm sure she'll understand if I explain this, but I mean, if I tell you this, but like her style is like, hey, hon, you want to eat? No. You might be hungry already. Are you sure you don't want to eat? But like truthfully,
Right.
she's the one that's hungry and she wants to eat, but she's offering me. It's like, aren't you hungry? You haven't eaten for 2 days already. You must be hungry." It's like, "No, I'm fine. I think you're hungry." It's like, why don't you go ahead and eat? So now I guess she's learning to just eat without waiting for me.
Well, maybe she just doesn't want to eat by herself.
But sometimes I test her.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm already really, really hungry, right? It's like,
Right.
"Hey, you want to eat?" "No." And I'll just wait until she until she starts eating. It's like, just to see if she's going to give in to, because I try to keep telling her, "Babe, when you're hungry, don't ask me if I'm hungry. Just eat. Just say, 'Hey, I'm hungry. Do you want to eat with me?'"
Right.
That would be like the normal way to do it. But
Right.
sometimes she's like just over. It's almost manipulative. It's almost
No.
manipulative to a
in-
point where it's like, "Are you hungry?" It's like, "I know you're hungry.
So
Don't
just
ask me if I'm
eat.
hungry. Just eat."
But
So
isn't that
then,
the typical Filipino thing, though? They're
yeah,
always feeding you. Always.
because they're hungry. And then, on the flip side, there's another story about that where, let's say you run into a friend, let's say in a public place like a karinderia, or even if here in the house, right? And
Right.
then like
Right.
my
Right. Right.
dad, let's say my dad passes. We don't really do this with my dad, but for example, or Christine would, let's say we're eating, and then my dad's not hungry, or he is hungry, but we already happen to be eating. The next Filipino thing to do is kain tayo, like,
Right.
let's
To
eat,
offer.
let's eat, to
Yeah.
offer, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So a while ago we were at the karinderia,
Yeah.
and then one of the people that worked there was saying hi to us, like, "Oh, hey, you haven't been here in a while." So it was like roll call for us. It was like, you know, "Sorry, we haven't been here the past few days because we've been cooking at home." We're allowed to do that, right? But anyway, it came to a point where, us being Filipinos, I said, "Kain tayo,
Hmm.
let's eat," and she happened to be the cook. So, so we were offering the cook to sit down and eat with us. But it's not really something that you mean to say, like, really come sit down. Although we won't mind if you come join us and sit down.
Right. Right.
But it's just a courtesy offering.
Right.
But we kind of expect you to say no. Now, "Oh no, go ahead. I've eaten already," kind of thing.
Do you cook?
I can't say I do. I might be able to if I had to save myself,
Right.
but I don't really,
So for
not
the
for
most
fun.
part, Christine does the cooking.
I wash the dishes.
Yeah. Do you guys live together or no?
Yeah, now with everybody else here, with the rest of the barangay.
No. She lives with
Yeah,
you guys full time.
right.
Okay. Okay. So she does your cooking.
She has no choice. She's the only one that knows how to cook.
Jeez. If she wants to eat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
there's also my dad's right hand man, Alfredo. He cooks, but my dad's like, "I'm already sick and tired of Alfredo's cooking.
Oh my
I don't
god.
like his food anymore."
Yeah. Right.
um, but where were we going with the niceness about being too kind or really nice?
What are
Offering
you
to
talking
eat
about?
all the time. Yeah, and like
Oh
we
yeah,
were
it's just a
joking that
Filipino thing.
yeah, we're always cooking and eating. But yeah, I guess I was just trying to segue into like offering each other to eat, although we don't really mean to eat. But and the thing is, and I think it was my
Has anybody
American
actually taken that offer? Like if you say, "Hey,
ra-
kain tayo," and then he actually sat down.
uh right. Like I think if you're Filipino, you're wise enough to know not to take that offer
Oh, really? So
unless you
if
unless you have your
somebody,
own unless you have your own food.
right? Oh, so if
But
somebody actually sits down, you say like "kain tayo," and then the person actually decides to sit down and has some of your food, that's frowned upon. Like that's not good.
I don't think it's frowned upon, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It never really happens. Like, I don't think it will be frowned upon.
So it's just a bunch of bullshit. Then
No, no, no. I mean, I think if somebody was really hungry and he said, "Kain tayo, let's eat,"
right,
and my friend really came over, either he would be too embarrassed that he doesn't have any food with him, or that he'd be embarrassed that I don't have enough food to offer him, or come to think of it, I would frown upon. Maybe I would frown upon it if somebody sat down with me to sit down and eat, and then I gave him that courtesy offer to.
Right. See, there's a reason why they said that because
And
somebody actually did that to me. You know.
but sorry, just to put a ribbon on that, I think I'm the only one that would frown upon it. I'm not saying like all Filipinos would frown upon it. I think it would just be me. I would do it because I'm Filipino. I would offer like kain tayo. I would offer to eat,
Right.
but secretly it's like go get your own food, dude.
That there's a reason why I said that because I'm actually the exact same way. All right. So we were at a Filipino store that just happens to have like a restaurant at the back, a Filipino restaurant, right? And I saw somebody like an old acquaintance that I haven't really seen in a long time. Not really a friend to begin with. I wouldn't consider him a friend actually. Just somebody I know. So I said, "Hey, been a while. How are you? Come
Mm.
on, kain tayo." I mean, that dude sat down and ate fucking like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd
And
be a hypocrite if I didn't tell you that I have been that guy where somebody offered me to eat just to test it out. I'd sit with them and
right.
like like but I would just take a little bit like just to taste because
Well,
they seem so proud
see,
about what they brought.
this guy, I offered him, and I thought he was gonna say no, but it turns out he just went to the freaking counter to get a plate and utensils. I mean, he came, sat next to me with his own plate, his own spoon and forks, and he had the audacity to order like one of the sauces, whatever.
On
Right?
your bill.
Yeah, and he
What
sat there and he ate. You know, I mean,
did you?
and
I don't think I caught it, but did you say he's Filipino?
yeah, he's Filipino, and I was weirded out by it. You know,
Yes. So that's what I mean. That's why I was having a
well,
hard time answering what you said. What
hold on,
when you
let me
asked me
let me
a while
finish.
ago.
Sorry, let me finish. In the middle of that, it got to a point where he was he ordered something else, right? Like an extra of whatever we were eating. And then I guess I was thinking it to myself, but I thought it out loud where I was like, what the fuck? Like I said that. But I meant to say it inside, but I guess I said it out loud. I was like, what the fuck? And then he was like, huh? Hold on. You
I thought you
invited me
asked me
to
to
eat.
eat.
Why are you being
Yeah.
an asshole? And he snapped at me. And I was like thinking to myself, yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I mean, I didn't say that to him, but I felt like the biggest douchebag ever, you know, because I was pissed off at him for actually sitting down, you know, and I frowned upon it. And he just he threw me a new asshole, man. But I don't know. That's a whole different story. Anyway,
I think at the end of it, if I translate it correctly, I think it's just our Filipino way of saying like, "Hey, let's spend more time with each other," or
right,
"Hey, let's hang out." It's just another one of those ways, one of our chances to sit down and eat together. But
right,
I mean, in fairness to Filipinos, my American friend was also saying he found it so weird that like some of the poorest people, some of the people that would just eat toyo, just fish and rice,
right,
and they're the ones that would really offer and say, "Hey, come kain tayo."
right, right,
Like where do you get that, right? So the people that have so much limited food, they're the ones that are so generous about it.
right,
So
right.
again, if there's anyone getting pissed off about it, it's just me and you probably. But the
Probably,
rest,
yeah. All right. We
okay.
need
So,
we need to come up with a better way. By the way,
So in case we got cut off there, I just wanted to make it clear for the record that if we do get pissed off about offering "Oh, kain tayo, let's eat," and then we do get pissed off, it's probably safe to say it's just me and Jason that feels that way, not the rest of the Filipinos. Okay,
I
it's
was
it's
livid. I was livid.
it's just us two hypocrites here that think and speak that way. But
Now, is that hypocritical, though? I mean, really? How can it?
um, no, because this
I don't know.
I remember speaking to an author about this. I forget her name also, but I interviewed her on the radio show. She was promoting her book about basically Asian culture and how we have smaller personal spaces versus Western cultures or societies where they have a quote unquote like a wider uh, sense of personal space.
Right.
So that was the point of the whole book. But there was also I think we got into a little bit of that discussion about offering to eat, although you don't really mean it completely. But it's not really that. It's really more like it's just Jason and me that doesn't mean it completely. But I think from what I gathered from the way she explained it, and again, forgive me for not remembering her name and even the title of the book. But basically, what she was saying was there's also this courtesy question or this courtesy offer, like
Right.
I'm giving you the chance to say no, and uh, social dynamics would rule that you're supposed to say no even if you were offered. So it was just a courtesy question. But if you do take the offer and somebody does
In
eat
the off
after,
chance that actually somebody sits down.
yeah, they would do a counter courtesy offer. Like, are you sure? Because I'm really hungry and you really don't mind. You don't really have anything to eat. Like
Right.
that's just the courteous Asian thing to say is, are you sure? Because that's not enough for you. You're offering? You know what I mean? But you kind of feel each other out, like
Right.
knowing that the
Right.
other person is actually hungry.
I
So
mean,
if the other person is actually hungry, the real Filipino thing to say, and I think it's safe to say that I would do this also, that we'd figure out a way to, like, if the viand is not enough or the adobo is not enough on the table, the trick there is just add more rice. So
do
that's the
not
thing.
order an extra entree. Don't order more adobo.
Yeah,
That's
you
just
add
rude.
right. The correct thing to do is to add more rice
Correct. It's cheaper.
and just to pour more sauce.
Yes. Yes.
So
That's
so that's
right.
the thing. So that's the thing. So for me, I would bitch about it if I could because, there's part of me that's really Western. But at the same time, if you push that to a point, I'd turn back to really being Filipino also and just, oh, let's cook more rice. Magsaing pa tayo. Let's cook more rice so that we can eat more because there's no more entree or there's no more adobo or
Right.
there's no more viand to eat. So yeah, so it's a mix. You're pushing back and forth between uh, what the right thing to do is, and it's also not right to just start eating just because the other person offered you food, right?
Right. I don't think that's ever okay, though. That's the thing. I
Yeah.
mean, but then again, if like I said, in the off chance that somebody calls your bluff and actually sits down there, I guess you shouldn't frown upon it. But if they do take advantage of the situation and start ordering like dessert or an extra entree, that's
Now,
just messed up.
on the flip side, my American friend, he would, and we should get him on this podcast.
Yeah.
He found it confusing at first. So he said, so he was being offered food, and it was like, I thought I really should eat because I'm being offered. I don't want to be rude. So for him, it would be rude not
Not
to
to.
take the food that was being offered to him.
See, that's the tricky part,
Yeah,
especially if somebody who's not familiar with the culture.
exactly. So that's where this whole story came from with the author that I was speaking with, and then my friend Andrew also, who was having a hard time sort of trying to figure out all these cultural social dynamics that he was
Yeah.
still trying to learn and go through when he moved to the Philippines.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, just wanted to share that before we try to wrap things up here.
All right. Well, guys, there goes another one for the books. Um, that was an interesting conversation today. We went from phone etiquette in the bathroom to to drinking to taking people's food. I don't know. We were all over the place.
Listen, maybe for the case of transparency here, and you're happy to delete this segment if you want to, but how much of that was actually planned,
Um,
and how much of that was actually like
Not a
part
whole
of
lot
me
was
part
planned, really.
part of me is feeling guilty because we just went off tangent left and right, like sort of stream of consciousness, and then at the same time I was thinking, was there something that Jason wanted to talk about, but I didn't want to like cut the conversation about the poop if he wanted to talk about the toilet.
That's the beauty with it, though. It's okay because you never know where it's gonna go.
So you're
It's
cool with
better.
that.
Yes, like I said, you have something scripted and whatnot. Not scripted, but on bullet points, like pointers.
Yeah.
But
So did we get all your bullet points down?
no, not even. Only one, like the phone etiquette.
You really
But
wanted to you really wanted
I
to
wanted to
shove
make
that.
that point across. You
Yeah,
know
you
that
yeah,
that needed to be said, and boundaries need to be established.
all right, all right.
At least I'm
I
not sending you a picture of some shit.
No, please
Never know.
don't.
Yeah, because
Please
I
don't.
could.
Cuz the next level up on that are like penis photos already.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah.
We don't want to go there.
No.
So let's stop it while we can. Because if we're going to try to level each other up, it's just going to end up with penis photos, which
Yeah,
is
I think you're right. All right,
yeah.
guys. Well, thanks for listening or not. Uh, I don't. I don't even know where to go from here. Honestly, I mean, all I see is poop emojis.
This is one of those things where, I was driving the motorcycle and it's one of those things where you see a pothole. If you slow down so the your weight starts to move forward, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it starts to transfer towards the front of the bike. If you press the brakes and then you do slow down hard, you're going to be forced down, so the harder you're going to hit the pothole.
yeah.
Or are you at that point where you're going to hit the pothole anyway, so you might as well just rev up so you can fly over it?
Well,
So
that
so
that
where are we here?
how is it like with your stomach issue that was going on, and you being on a motorcycle? How did that not make it worse? Like,
Maybe it was just adrenaline. Like somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if we get into a crash or traffic jam right now and something happens, so my stomach just cooperated and
can you imagine though? And
sort
then,
of put that
God
aside.
forbid, something happens, and then it
Yeah,
happens.
there have been times. There have been times.
Oh, okay, all right. I, I didn't. I didn't need to know that.
Hold on. I'm not gonna get into any details. It's not going to turn you off. But it's funny. Uh, do you remember when? Did you ever? You went to school here in the Philippines before you moved there, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Obviously, you remember flag ceremony.
Yeah. Oh shit! Seriously?
No, no, no. Yeah,
So okay, there's this one time. So in middle school, remember Westboro?
yeah,
Do you remember how we do the jumping jacks?
yeah.
W. That was my incident. I mean, we 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 were at the O, and then I farted, and then something came along with that
That's
was
the trick.
just that was the worst.
That's the tricky thing. It's like, do you just let it out because you know that it? How confident are you that it's just going to be air? That's the problem.
Well, I was overconfident. I mean, I feel bad, and the person behind me actually heard it. I played it off. I mean, she just started like, "What? Is that you?" I was like, "What are you talking about? That wasn't me." I
you
kept going, and
you just
luckily I was
kept
wearing sweats.
you just kept jumping up and down like nothing happened.
I did, and then, and then I beeline to the bathroom and just like I came in, I beeline to the bathroom in sweats. I came out wearing shorts.
So when that happened to me, you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I took the cab back home.
Oh, shit.
And then the next day, because I kept coming in late, I mean, it wasn't the first time that I was late for flag ceremony.
Yeah.
I wonder if you remember this. For the case of nostalgia, when you remember having to clean the toilets or the bathrooms in school, right? So imagine I was going to school in the States. I had nothing. I had no more toilets or bathrooms to clean, right? And then when we moved back to the Philippines,
Yeah.
welcome back. You get to clean the toilets today.
No, they
So
held it. They held it.
yeah, they were still doing it.
Oh wow.
They were still doing it, and then so I got the chance to, I had toilet duty.
Oh man.
And then, but it was funny though because some of my classmates, knowing that I just came from the States and I got back, they'd be nice to me and it's like, oh, you could just clean the blackboard if you like. We'll be the one to wash the toilet and like they were
Yeah.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
They were embarrassed for me, and I was like, no, I can do it. But
Big mistake.
but truth be told, I had no idea what I was doing,
Right. 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 Did they
and
ever punish you by telling you guys to cut the grass with scissors?
no, we weren't in trouble. It was just like everybody's duty to be washing the toilets and the classroom.
Oh, okay.
It
No,
wasn't. It
because I
wasn't a.
remember
It
when I
wasn't.
was
It
in,
wasn't a form of punishment. It was just a form of duty for everybody.
it's just like school chores.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See, I
Yeah.
remember that in elementary school in the Philippines as a form of punishment,
What were you in trouble for?
fighting or whatever. Um, they'd either let us clean the bathroom or burn the trash in the back or cut the grass with scissors.
Nice.
Because each, I remember in elementary school, there in the front of each classroom is like a patch, a small patch of grass.
Yeah.
You're supposed to cut the grass with scissors as a form of punishment. I mean,
Yeah.
it sucked, but
Right. So just to be clear, I was asked to wash the toilet as extra duty as the form of punishment. So,
ah,
but what would be the point of cutting the grass with scissors? I mean, it was
it's hard.
punishment.
I mean,
It's
it's
hard. It's hard. It's punishment. But what do you learn from it? You learn how to
nothing.
cut grass with scissors.
No, you learn not to do the same fucking mistake again, so you don't get punished to cut the grass with scissors.
Well,
Yeah, that was horrible. But
where
yeah,
was this again? What province or what?
no, it was in. I went to elementary school in Camp Crame Elementary School.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I used to live in Second Avenue. It's literally
Yeah.
right in front of Camp Crame.
Yeah. 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 I'm
So I
familiar with
went to
that.
school there.
I
Like,
didn't know that there was a school inside, but yeah, I know
yeah,
Camp Crame. Yeah.
there's a elementary school inside. Like, do you remember during the coup d'état when
Yeah.
the rebels attacked Camp Crame?
Yeah.
That literally we were right there. Literally, I saw everything. Everything.
Oh.
There was a helicopter above, um, shooting their machine guns or whatever on the camp,
Uh
and
huh.
those bullets that were falling off the helicopter was actually landing on our property, like on us and on our house and all that stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there was
Yes.
military people dead in the
What
streets.
what grade were you in at that time?
Oh man, what was that? 1986 was it?
Yeah. Was it
Maybe third,
86?
fourth grade? Was it
Oh
86? Yeah,
wow.
86.
Wow.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, because we lived right on I think gate two. I think of Camp Crame. I think it's what it's called. Whatever. I can't remember. It's on
Yeah.
Second Avenue. But everything that happened there, the whole guerrilla warfare, the tanks going everywhere, people getting shot in the street, it happened on the front street where we were basically, and it sucked. You know, we were stuck in our house for, I think, 3 days. We couldn't leave because it was like just really bad. You know, until my dad finally decided at night, hey, let's go sneak out already. You know, let's leave. Watching bullets fly at night. It was a crazy experience, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It's sad, you know.
Scary.
Oh, very much. You know, it was rough, you know, because
Yeah.
it's like we were stuck in like in the middle of a warfare. You know, there's guerrilla soldiers going through the back and walking at the front, trying to go into the camp and all that stuff, and we couldn't leave because we didn't know what was going to happen. Yeah,
Yeah. For me, everything was just in the news, and I was
yeah,
just being told not to go outside.
yeah, yeah. We were literally right in front. Number
Oh
eight,
wow.
Second Avenue. Yeah, I'll never forget that. And then living in that area in the Philippines at a very young age, I experienced so much. It's it was scary, you know. That's why my dad was like so adamant about us getting petitioned to come to the US and all that stuff, you know. But that's a story for another time. Man, we
Wow.
jumped all over the place here. What's going on?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I can only imagine, man. Yeah, more stuff to talk about there.
yeah.
It's
We'll
funny.
put a pin in that for now, and we'll talk about that later because there's a lot that happened, especially during that 2 weeks period. Um, the whole people power thing and all that
Yeah.
stuff. That was
Yeah.
literally right in front of my street or down the block, really.
That's what we call really bad traffic jams nowadays. It's a three. Like
No,
if people are all stuck up in traffic and it's not moving,
yeah.
it's a three here.
Oh my god. Do they still celebrate it or no?
Yeah, the EDSA revolution, the EDSA
Yeah,
one, yes,
yeah.
but there's a so-called EDSA two also that's going on. That happened, but that's kind of, I don't know if it's a joke, but it's not really a big thing. The EDSA one, yes, they still we still recognize it.
Okay. Yeah. That whole thing happened where not too far from we were part of it, really. You know, because we were kids. We like whatever and run around. Um, they I remember it like it was just yesterday. Man, there's a famous picture that I can't remember if it was actually put on Time magazine where it was in EDSA where
Mm.
this guy stood in front of a tank, an actual tank. I don't know if you ever saw that picture.
I'm thinking of the Tiananmen Square, the one in China,
It's similar to that, but this
where
this actually this
somebody.
wasn't a guy. It was a bunch of nuns
Okay.
that stood in front of a tank in EDSA, you know,
Okay.
and those were like those nuns are like people that I actually knew from the church, and it was crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, another story for another day. We'll get to
Are
that
you
another time.
are you about to cry?
Yeah. Whatever. I gotta take a shit. Actually.
That's a good place to start and end the episode.
Yeah. Full circles. Four circles.
Oh, because of the coffee that you had.
Yeah. No. Probably.
Yeah, bro. I'll give you some rest. I'll give you a. I don't want to keep you. I'll give you a chance to rest. We'll catch up again. Thanks
Uh,
for doing this
no
at
problem.
such
All right,
a late
guys.
late time because my internet wouldn't work earlier.
Yeah.
That's another story for another episode.
Well, another episode down the books. It was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm Jason. That's Noel. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
All right.